Zimba, what's wrong? Zimba looks so fucking pissed.
I'm a fucking mad. Leave me be. Oh, no, baby.
I'm finally done. I'm still a little like mucusy from being sick from the last few times that I've checked in. I think I obviously, like, I don't, whatever. I'm done. I am done with my 6-week cleanse and repair, or repair, something like that, program. And it feels so weird. I already had 2 chocolate chip cookies, by the way, because that was the one food that I continuously wanted to have. Like, there were moments where there was a food that seemed appetizing, like if somebody else was having it or something like that, but nothing was as consistent as the chocolate chip cookie. So last night my sister went to the store with my dad and she got me a box of chocolate chip cookies, and I was like, I didn't have any fear to do like a binge, especially because I have been so good that even if I had ate the entire box, I wasn't going to feel guilty about it or anything like that. But I feel like I have learned to really want to think about what I'm putting in my body at a totally different level than I had before. Maybe not even level. I feel like it shifted to a different category, actually, because in the past, like, I was watching what I was putting in my body, but it was more out of this like programming that I had from all of the years of trying to have a certain physique. And just to be clear, it did not mean that I was trying to starve myself, because I actually come from having a very petite, small frame, and I personally hated that. So a lot of people grew up being bigger and wanting to be smaller. I was small and I always wanted to be bigger. And I think I even talked about this a really long time ago. I think it was in like the Neo-Pagan November challenge, like a year ago almost, that I talked about power and feeling powerless. And yeah, I think it was in that one or whatever. But I used to correlate size with strength and power. And because I was petite, I mean, I'm not tall at all. I'm 5'2"-ish, you know? And on top of that, I was skinny. So I was short and I was tiny. And to me, that was equivalent to being powerless. So I didn't like being small. I wish that I was taller. I wish that I was bigger or thicker or more muscular. So when I had the opportunity to actually build muscle, that's what my goal was. So for me, for the longest time, I was trying to gain weight. Right now, I don't want to say that I'm on the opposite side of that, because even though I do want to reduce the amount of body fat that I have, specifically in my midsection, because I want to be a healthy individual. I don't want I want to reduce the visceral fat number, which is the number that represents the fat that surrounds your organs, which is what some would deem the most dangerous fat. I want to reduce that number for my own personal health, but for the longest time, I think I really like fought against losing weight because I was scared of getting small again, which I know sounds crazy to some people, because especially society, right? For the longest time, you know, growing up in the 90s, skinny was what everybody wanted, but I never wanted that. So yeah. Tangent much. Anyways, yeah, I had those 2 chocolate chip cookies, and I didn't have 2 because that was the number or a limit. It was literally all I could have because my stomach got so full. So I had 1 chocolate chip cookie. I ate that in like a matter of seconds, but it was so delicious. And then I went for the second one, and I had like a cup of milk, almond milk, which I also wasn't able to have during this whole time. And I had a cup of almond milk, and with the second cookie, I got so thirsty, I drank the entire cup, and that filled me up. Of course, like, I wasn't running on an empty stomach either, so, like, that filled me up, satisfied my, like, I guess my craving, or whatever you want to call it. So I still have some cookies left, obviously, but, like, from here on out, I really want to pay attention to what I'm putting in my body and seeing how my body reacts, because during this entire time, I have slowly I eliminated a lot of things that I typically would have, and I have been feeling better. So I really want to pay attention what I put back into my body to see if my body tells me, you know what, I would rather not have this for a longer amount of time, or like ever. Or hey, I really like that you added this back in. Let's do more of this. You know, something like that. Like, I know elimination diets are really popular when people have like issues with their stomach and they're not sure what foods are triggering what. And I feel like this was sort of an elimination diet, so I feel like I should treat it kind of like that. I'm still going to be tracking my food. I do want to try to remain in around the average calories that I've been eating, because it has been resulting in some weight loss, or I'd like to think of purely fat loss. And I kind of want to keep going on that train. I like the way that my body's looking, and I don't feel like I'm depriving myself or anything like that. I definitely am going to be eating more meat, because that is something that I feel like is important for me right now. So I'm looking forward to having some steak. I have not had any beef in over 3 weeks now, so I'm looking forward to having some steak. I've had a lot of chicken in this past week. But yeah, I feel so proud of myself that I was able to do that. I thought that I was gonna cave in, especially at the end. Like, it's funny because like once I decided that I was gonna do this in the beginning, it was like really easy. Like the first 2 weeks flew by so fast, but it was towards the end that it was feeling like a struggle bus. I think it's also because it was towards the second half of everything happening that a lot of, you know, mental, emotional things were also happening that I didn't really have any control over. The only thing I had a control over was, I guess, how I handled it. So I think I did pretty good with that, to be honest. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. I think I'm gonna show, like, I don't know if I want to give people my exact weight yet, but I did lose, at this point, I think it's kind of close to like 7 pounds during this whole thing, which averages to about a pound-ish a week, which is good weight loss, or fat loss. You don't really want to exceed the 2-pound mark. I feel like if you lose, well, it's been said by a lot of experts, but losing weight fast usually results in gaining it all back just as fast, if not faster, especially if you tend to like rebound or do like really drastic dietary changes, and then let's just say you're an emotional eater and something horrible happens, and part of your coping is to eat those things that you typically wouldn't, or to eat excessively because you're trying to fill something within you that is not hunger. Yeah, I'm not trying to get into that right now. I just wanted to mark the end of this 6-week repair and cleanse program. I hope the air fryer isn't too loud, but I was preparing my nighttime tea, my sleep tea, and I figured I should probably be sharing this with you. It's been really hectic, so I haven't been the best about doing all of the things that I want to do when it comes to, I guess, the social media aspect of it all. But I already have my little, I think you can see a little bit of steam, but I have my hot water here, and I will be using, oh, here it is. I was like, where did I leave it? Because I am going to be using loose leaf tea. I am going to be using one of our company's blends. Now, for our personal use, we have one in a large, is this a 32 ounce or 64? This is 64. This 64 ounce jar. So I just, you know, this is personal use, but the way that we've already packaged it, oh, here it is. So this is the way that our tea bags are packaged as of now. Then on the back, of course, you have the supplement facts. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but they're in English and in Spanish. We definitely wanted to incorporate our heritage, our roots with the brand. So we made sure that we provided as much as we can in both languages. Yeah, so that's the blend that I'm going to be using, but that's what's in here. And the actual official name of the tea is the Deep Sleep Herbal Brew. But yeah, and I'm just putting about a teaspoon in here. I mean, obviously you can go ham and do more. Just put it in there, seal it, and then dunk it in. I kind of was gonna do like an overhead view, but I feel like I don't have a tripod or like phone stand big enough for that. And I'm just gonna let it steep for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, I figured I might as well show you. This is our very first tea, the Deep Sleep Herbal Brew, and then the name of our company is actually Zeden. I want to go into like more depth of what does that mean and why we chose that name. And we're still in the middle of finishing our website. And then this is one that we're testing right now. And this is the Stress Tea Blend, but we need to do modifications on the formulation. So this is in its testing phase, which is why it's like Sharpied out. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to start talking about it a little bit because I haven't been really saying anything except for like, okay, we have a company or we're starting a business. However, my sister does have a TikTok. I haven't gone into TikTok. I have not gone into TikTok yet, but I am planning on doing so eventually. But she actually has content on there that talks about different herbs or medicinal plants, and she talks more about the tea. I think she recently posted some TikToks about the process of us making the tea, creating the labels, and if I'm not mistaken, she's recently posted content about the first pop-up event we ever did. So go check her out. I'll make sure I link it below so you can go ahead and follow. But yeah, I just want to make a quick short video, throw out some info real quick before I forgot while I was out here doing my sleep tea. And yeah, I'll try to be a little more better about the whole social media thing. But yeah, it's been a really heavy time. I'm sure many can relate, but yeah, thanks for watching.
You like your homemade food mixed with some kibble? It's so yummy, huh? Okay, I'll let you eat.